Alright guys, it's me again. Just wanted to share some of the basic things that I'm doing that keep me on carnivore diet, keeps my brain happy and my stomach happy. This diet is pretty unlimited as long as you stick to animal products. So it's really not that hard and it's not as boring as you might think. Um, I'm going to finish cutting this chicken. I already started, I apologize. And I'm going to go ahead and turn on my oven. Got my Ninja pans. I am not sponsored by Ninja, but I gotta tell you, these pans are incredible. I love them. Very happy. I also picked up this husk knife. Again, not sponsored. Just sharing with you the things that I enjoy. These little things make me enjoy the carnivore diet just a little bit more. So get to use some cool tools that traditionally I wouldn't use. This is a great knife for cutting meat. So I'm gonna finish cutting up this chicken here. And this is just chicken breast that I bought at Sam's Club. Nothing special about it. But I am going to mix this chicken with some chorizo and mozzarella cheese. Big tip on this diet. It's highly recommended that you stick to hard cheeses. And if you're gonna buy cheese like mozzarella or cheddar cheese, you should try to stick to the block cheese, not the shredded cheese. I'm not sure exactly what it is they put in the shredded cheese to keep it from clumping up, but whatever it is, it's not good for you. So just stay away from it if you can help it. If you can't help it, it's better than nothing, but try to stick with the cheeses that come in a block form instead of pre-shredded. So while we're talking about the meal that I'm prepping here, oh, one more thing. Bacon grease. Stay away from your olive oil, canola oil, vegetable oil. That's a no-go on the carnivore diet. The only thing you should be cooking with, if you don't have a nice non-stick pan like the ones I have, you should be cooking with bacon grease. One of the things that came up in the comments yesterday was how my recovery is, and I failed to mention yesterday that you need to buy yourself an electrolyte supplement because there's not a whole lot in the carnivore diet that's giving you electrolytes. This is the one that I use. It's called Ultima. I bought that off of Amazon. It's 30 servings and I think it costs about 20 bucks. Just to kind of give you a comparison, the liquid IV that you get at Walmart, you get a 6-pack of that for like 8 bucks. So this is, in my opinion, every bit as good. It's got 0 sugar. You need the electrolytes. You can go flavorless with this. I don't think a little bit of flavor is going to help me. And again, it's carbohydrate free, so I'm happy with it. I just ordered another can of it. What else? So I keep my bacon grease in a little Tupperware, glass Tupperware. When I'm done with my bacon, I just dump the grease in there. And you know, I use it throughout the day. I haven't had any bacon grease go to waste since I started this diet. You know, when this runs out, I just wash it out, put the bacon grease right back in here. It's a great substitute for cooking oil. Okay, so I've got my chicken cooking in the background here. And I'm gonna go ahead and get this chorizo ready. Now, there's a lot of mixed reviews about processed meats like chorizo and sausage, and they do have herb and seasoning in them. I find that it doesn't seem to make a whole difference on the way I feel. I'm still getting no carbs from this as long as you stay away from like the sweet sausages. So it's really up to you. You know, I do this to keep myself motivated and to stay on it. So I'm going to keep doing it. I'm not going to change it. Maybe somewhere down the line, as I get deeper into the carnivore diet, I'll ditch the chorizo and sausage. But for now, I'm just going to go ahead and keep it in my diet because it keeps me happy. And I think that's important. Is you have to find a balance. This diet is can be difficult in the beginning, but you'll find after 3 or 4 days, you'll really start to like the way you feel, and you won't find yourself to be very hungry, especially once you get over that keto hangover or carnivore hangover that you hear about so frequently. So we're gonna go ahead and get this chorizo in that chicken, and then we're gonna smother that with some mozzarella cheese, and that'll be our lunch. Easy. And there's your chorizo cooking with that chicken. That smells wonderful in that bacon grease, I gotta tell you. This diet, to me, is never boring. You're eating steak, you're eating bacon, you're eating chorizo. I don't even crave this stuff with sugar anymore. That's been my experience. So before we dig into our chicken and chorizo, I want to talk a little bit about some of the questions that come up about what I'm eating during carnivore diet. Specifically, one of the biggest questions I get is how can you eat that much steak and why? It's something that's caused my wife great concern. She doesn't think it's good for my health. But you know, I've done a lot of research, and everyone that does this diet seems to be in agreement that you're going to need to eat a crazy amount of steak. Myself, I try to limit myself to 1 pound of steak a day. But why steak? So listening to people like Dr. Ken Berry on YouTube, who's got a lot of videos out there, a lot of good information. Steak is the most dense protein product that's widely available out there, that has a lot of the micronutrients that your body needs. Pork is a close second, but steak reigns as king. So steak can be expensive if you're fortunate enough to have a grocery store like Piggly Wiggly. I find steaks, ribeye steaks there, right around $6.99, $7.99 a pound. If you have access to a Restaurant Depot, they sell no-roll steaks in ribeye steaks in bulk. I believe you can get 7 pounds for around $34. No roll just means it wasn't graded. So it's not going to be, probably not going to be like a prime cut or an Angus cut. But to me, that's not as important as long as I'm sticking to the diet and getting the meat in. Other questions that I run into is, what about, getting diarrhea from this diet? That is a reality. It's something that is very easy to control, and you'll learn how to control it. Everybody's body is a little different, how much fat content they can handle through bacon grease and butter. If you find yourself with control issues with your bowel movements, just take your fat content down a notch or 2 notches, and bring it back up a little bit to see where your threshold is. You want high fat content in this diet. That's what's giving your body energy. So it's necessary to take in some fat. But if you take in too much, your body will tell you real quick that, hey, that was too much and I can't handle it. So another question that comes up often is, do you ever get bored of the foods that you're eating? And the answer is hell no. I personally am not a big fan of fruits and vegetables. I find them to be cumbersome in the sense that I can't keep fresh fruits and vegetables in my refrigerator or pantry because they usually go bad before I get to them. And then I go to the store and I buy more, and I just don't get around to eating them. So I feel like it's a big waste of money for me. So the carnivore diet intrigued me in that sense. I don't buy myself vegetables anymore. Now my wife and kids still eat them. I have to go shopping more often on the carnivore diet to keep up with the demands of the diet, and that's fine because that means I could buy less vegetables for them. and keep the vegetable flow for them fresh, while also keeping the meat flow for me fresh. So hopefully that information is helpful to you. Get used to looking through the circulars every week to see where steaks on sale. Down here in South Carolina, the Food Lion had T-bone steaks for $7.99 a pound. I picked up a couple of those. I'm gonna go pick up some more of those today. Ribeye has the most fat content, so it's the highest recommended on this diet from what I understand. But it's nice to switch it up every once in a while with a nice T-bone steak or picanha if you can get access to picanha. That is a sirloin cut that has the fat cap still attached on the top. So you're getting a lot of fat content from that fat cap, and the flavor is out of this world if you cook it right on the smoker. Chuck steaks, it's a cheaper alternative to ribeye steaks. A lot of fat content in chuck steak. Not my favorite cut of meat, but it'll do the trick if you need to get some beef. And then something like a flank steak doesn't have as much fat. But again, look at the alternatives. If you're consuming too much fat and it's upsetting your stomach, try to switch it up to flank steak for a day, see how your body handles that. And there you have it, 5-minute lunch. Cooked the chicken breast, added the chorizo, and put the cheese on it. Turns out my block of mozzarella cheese got rated, probably because it's better than the shredded stuff. So unfortunately I had to go with shredded cheese this time, but that's okay. Shouldn't hurt me. Again, it's just recommended to use the block cheese if you can help it. So just a little bit about my diet before I dig in. I usually start the morning with either sausage or eggs, sausage and eggs, or bacon and eggs. I try to stick to bacon as much as I can, just because sausage has a lot of spices and herbs in it, which aren't recommended for the carnivore diet. And then with the eggs, make sure you put I use kosher salt, but salt on your eggs. You should be putting salt on most of your meals, unless your meal is naturally salty. Like this chorizo's probably got enough salt in it, so I'm not going to add any to this meal. You should be using fattier cuts of meats. For example, like with steak, they recommend ribeye steak. It's got high fat content. If you're going to eat pork in this diet, that's okay too. I love the country ribs, which is essentially a pork butt sliced into looks like mocked ribs. Those carry a lot of fat. They're great on the grill. If you slow cook them for 2 hours, you can cut right into those and have at it. What else? Cottage cheese is something I eat when I'm craving something creamy and cold. Any kind of string cheese, that kind of item. Just cheese in general is a safe bet. So I typically stay away from pork rinds. I know a lot of people, when they're craving something country, they'll dig into some pork rinds. I think that's okay too. Just be aware of the seed oils that could potentially be cooked in. Some people don't care about that. I'm trying to stay away from seed oil as much as I can. I think I've probably cut about 90% of the seed oil out of my diet completely. But you're gonna bump into it every once in a while, so there's not much I could do about that. I'm doing the best I can here, and that's all I could do. So I'm gonna dig in. I'm gonna eat this lunch, and this is my little Mexican food treat. I'm a Texas native, El Paso, Texas, and I love me some Mexican food, so this is gonna be real nice. All right, guys, tune in next time, and please subscribe.